Good morning. This is John Harder with broadcast number 136 and ways of building wealthy, healthy, happy local communities using TBC. And I want to bring to you some real news. What do I mean by that? Well, as many of us now know, that the news that is on the news media and the normal news channels are basically lies. It's propaganda, it's deceit, has been used to manipulate and deceive humanity. These Jews that are behind that have in mind and have been working on this and planning this for thousands of years to eventually completely enslave humanity. It is like they are like parasites destroying life. And once we understand what it is that they're doing, we don't know what they are thinking that they gain from it, because ultimately it is just destructive to humanity worldwide. Now, if my video seems kind of unstable this morning, it's because I'm holding the computer in my hand, the laptop. I'm holding it in my hand to do this video because I don't really have anything stable here, and it's like 4:21 in the morning here, and I wanted to get this broadcast out. So I want to share the screen now, and I want to just give us a clip of a video, okay?
Hey friends, Sean from SGT Report here with a real news update. The real news media deal in facts, and a hat tip to Lionel, real name Michael LeBron, who not only got a tour of the White House last week, he got to meet with and take a picture with our president in the Oval Office. Lionel made national news for this because, according to the New York Post and CNN, he's just a QAnon-believing conspiracy theorist. There are simply no words to explicate this profound honor, Lionel wrote. And the New York Post attempted to frame up the Q conspiracy theory, saying that Lionel, or LeBron, is among the web's leading voices of the pro-Trump QAnon movement, which believes leading Democrats are behind a globalist pedophile cult and are behind deep state efforts to undermine the president. QAnon signs have, of course, been commonplace at Trump rallies in recent weeks, notes the Post. Folks, here's the thing. Do you think for 1 minute the White House staff doesn't know who Lionel is? Do you think he wasn't vetted? Do you think President Trump doesn't know who Lionel is? I think that this is a profound honor for Lionel and the White Hats in the military that support our president. And Lionel is quoted in the story as saying, here he is right now taking time out speaking to us while the entire deep state, the swamp, Democrats, Republicans, all of them conspiring in the most bloodthirsty cutthroat movement to remove him. And Lionel is absolutely right. It is a cutthroat deep state that CNN refuses to report on, and in fact, frequently has on deep state guests to spew their hate towards our president. What was your response, Toma?
A couple of surprises. Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy. He defends Vladimir Putin. Their State Department and CIA offers are coming home. And at Langley and at Foggy Bottom, CIA and state are saying, this is how you defend us?
So this really is a matter of the deep state versus truth. The real news media versus fake news mockingbirds. And a hat tip to Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch, who has single-handedly done the job that the FBI has refused to do. It was Judicial Watch that uncovered the Clinton email scandal. Judicial Watch, not the FBI, not the DOJ. Judicial Watch.
Congress isn't in court. The media isn't in court by and large. Judicial Watch is in court on all of these issues. The Hillary Clinton email scandal is back. Obviously, it's back because of the IG report. It was Judicial Watch that uncovered the Clinton email scandal. Our FOIA that uncovered it. The Justice Department and DOJ and the State Department obstructed our efforts to get information about it, and as the IG report demonstrates, had zero interest in prosecuting Hillary Clinton or anyone else. They didn't want to go look for the documents. They didn't want to investigate anyone else. And obviously, they were never going to prosecute Hillary Clinton. So Judicial Watch is doing all the heavy lifting.
The deep state versus truth. Former CIA director under the Obama administration, John Brennan, is the deep state personified. A man who voted for a communist candidate during the height of the Cold War. A man who many believe secretly converted to Islam. A man who just had his security clearance revoked by our lawfully elected president. And a man who spews venom toward our president on a daily basis. And a man who responded via Twitter about his security clearance being revoked, saying this action is part of a broader effort by Mr. Trump to suppress freedom of speech and punish critics. It should gravely worry all Americans, including intelligence professionals, about the cost of speaking out. My principles are worth far more than clearances. I will not relent. This man is a traitor to the Constitution. And again, he is the deep state personified. His freedom of speech, what? To spew secrets? What? To leak information to the press? And on August 23rd, Brennan tweeted, I take no delight in seeing the steady collapse of the U.S. presidency, but I do take strong comfort in knowing that the rule of law and our great government institutions are prevailing. Things ultimately will get better as we heal as a nation. Keep in mind, this is a man who would have stood with Hillary Clinton. This is a man who would have been put into, presumably, a position of high power under a Hillary Clinton administration. This is a man who refuses to talk about the crimes of Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and her husband. This is a man who used to head up the CIA, the same CIA that ran drugs through Mena, Arkansas, when Bill Clinton was governor. The same CIA that was exposed by Gary Webb, who lost his life, a real media journalist, a real news hound, who lost his life for sharing the truth about CIA drug running. The Clinton body count is legion. The Clinton crimes are legion. The Clinton Foundation treachery, the Clinton Foundation bribes are legion, just as are the emails that Judicial Watch uncovered and CNN refuses to talk about. And it
¿Sabías que si vienes a Lados, este nombre para tu sitio web está disponible? Y puede ser tuyo hoy mismo.
And as it pertains to John Brennan, who is now saying that there is political division in America because Trump is in the presidency, and he says, quote, it could spill over into the streets. Dan Bongino nailed it when on Fox News saying this about CIA Brennan.
John Brennan's panicking, Steve. John Brennan has disgraced himself. He's disgraced the country. He's disgraced the intelligence community. He is the one man largely responsible for the destruction of Americans' faith in the intelligence community and in some people at the top of the FBI. Steve, Brennan started this entire debacle with Trump.
We now know that Brennan had pretty detailed knowledge of the dossier. I'll walk you through this real slow. He knows about the dossier. He denies knowledge of the dossier. He briefs the Gang of Eight up in the Hill about the dossier, which they then use to demand the FBI start an investigation into Trump. It is that simple. This guy is the genesis of this whole debacle.
Well, who told him to do it? Who told him to start?
We think, based on some of my investigation and for the book we're putting together on this, that he just didn't like Donald Trump, but got information through unofficial channels, through people who were involved with British intelligence. They were basically using unofficial channels, Steve, to launder information like you would launder money. Because if they put it through official channels, something would have happened. You know what that one thing is? They would have had to verify the information before they used it, and they didn't want to because this was a political hit job.
And President Trump has once again taken his case directly to the American people via Twitter, rightly summarizing the current, most unjust situation that the fake news Mockingbird media refuses to report on. On August 25th, the president tweeted, "Jeff Sessions said he wouldn't allow politics to influence him only because he doesn't understand what is happening underneath his command position. Highly conflicted Bob Mueller and his gang of 17 angry Dems are having a field day as real corruption goes untouched. No collusion." Of course, the president is referring to no collusion between his campaign and Russia. And on the same day, August 25th, President Trump tweeted, "The FBI only looked at 3,000 of 675,000 crooked Hillary Clinton emails. They purposely didn't look at the disasters. The news is just out on Fox News." And of course, it is on Fox News, but you probably will not see that news covered on CNN, on MSNBC, or over at billionaire Jeff Bezos' WAPO. Again, the president taking his case directly to the American people. The FBI looked at less than 1% of Crooked's emails. And on the previous day, the 24th, President Trump tweeting, "Department of Justice will not be improperly influenced by political considerations." Quoting.
Okay, so there we have a clip of the real news. Now, for those who are not aware of what the real news is, for those of you who are still watching news on CNN or these mainstream media outlets, and you have and you think that what is being shared on there is true, then you will be in for a lot of surprises, because there are very many things going on behind the scenes that are not covered on any of those outlets, because those are Mockingbird, that is Mockingbird News Media, and they have in mind to bring down the president and so on, and which ultimately would lead to complete enslavement of the people in the US, and then of course worldwide, is what their plan is. Now, this has been interrupted. That agenda has been interrupted, and it is going well. And there are thousands, tens of thousands, or actually I believe it's 40-some thousand sealed indictments that are waiting to be served. And this is not being shared on CNN. on NBC or any of the mainstream media outlets, because they are all controlled by the Bilderberg, by the deep state, and this deep state is going down. All of that is controlled by just a handful of elite Jews who have in mind to completely enslave humanity. And their plan has been interrupted and is falling apart as we speak. Now, I want to also, in this video, share about TBC, because it is by gaining the control of the monetary system that these people have been able to give this world so much grief and humanity, to have so much poverty in the world. It is all due to the fact that they gained control of the monetary systems worldwide. And if we, as people, start using a monetary system that is not under the control of government, but is under control of the people, or not really even under control. Actually, nobody really controls it when it's completely decentralized. Then it's really actually not even under control, and therefore cannot be manipulated. That gives humanity back the freedom and the power that was ours all along. There is no reason why there should be people ruling over others and suppressing them. There is no reason for that. And the only way that they can do that is by controlling and manipulating the things that we need. And one of those things is the monetary system. Once an elite few have control of the monetary systems in the world, from there, they can gain control of all the news media, which is what these people had done. And once they have control of the news media, they can deceive people, they can deceive humanity worldwide, everywhere. They can go and create a false flag attack and have humanity think that there is war brewing, when actually there isn't. And then use the decisions of humanity, which is based on false information, use it to enslave them. Now, if you do a little bit of thinking and research and study, you will find out that what we're talking about is true. This is the truth. And that is why I was sharing that clip that I shared. So this is where TBC comes in. Now I want to show you something else. I'm actually going to go and share the screen again. And I'm going to take us here. All right, let's go. Let's go. Okay. something here. This is not the site that I wanted right now, and I think it is loading. Just give us some. We'll get her done, man. We'll get her done. Okay, so on Crypto TBC, I have now added a bunch of languages. So I'm going to log in here. I think it should work. Okay, so which one is it here? Okay, so here I'm logged into the back office, and I want to actually go to yeah, this here I have my daily broadcast here, but the internet is not stable enough here. We're moving in just a few days, in which the internet should be nice and stable again, and then I will again nail down a specific time that I do my broadcasts. But now it really is, there's nothing stable. I've got to do it whenever I can, and this is why I'm doing it at like 4:30 in the morning. Okay, so what I want you to see here is this page called cash flow, and I want to show you a system that has been laid out for us by I can show you exactly where this is by TBC, by the admin of TheBillionCoin. Okay, so we'll just it will load, you know, it will do that. Okay, blog dot I think we've got it here. So now we'll there we go. And and I think if we put in it's steps, I think if I put in steps, I think it brings up steps to a fast start in the TBC community. Oh, let's see what exactly this is. Okay. All right, here are the exact same steps. Okay. So if you are not a member of CryptoTBC.com, and if you don't want to become a member and you want to do these steps, then you can also find them here. Now, the difference is that when you do them here, I mean, it's no problem. It's just that here it tells you what to do, and then you, of course, got to go and find the information that you need to finish these steps and do those things. Whereas if you do them here, your links are right here to you know, to do the things that the steps call for, so that you create cash flow by going through these steps, which is what they're created for. These steps are created for cash flow, and we are saying, or maybe you're asking yourself, what is it if TBC is a monetary system, then why is there a business or a cash flow, as it were, for like to use with it, or to, what's the deal? Well, it's actually very simple, because TBC is in the a one-time fee upfront, and that takes care of the transactions for life. And then we have, and these here steps, I have it that $110 that you buy $110, you pay 110, and the $10 is for the for that fee, and which I then take care of for you, care of for you, and then $100 worth of free coin. Now, if you don't want to do $100 of free coin, that is not a problem. We can work around that. The only thing then is that in that case, you can, there's one of two ways you can do that then, is you can go and buy your own cryptocurrency to pay for the wallet, which is Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Litecoin that you need. And so you can go and get that yourself and pay for the wallet, which is no problem. The thing is that by the time you're done doing that, it's going to cost you extra, because there are fees to getting the coin. There's also well, basically there's fees to getting the coin, and then it is also inconvenient. That's what I was going to say. It's also inconvenient in many places in the world to get coin. But if you're easy and you can do that, get that $10 from somewhere else and do that, that's no problem. Then if you got that figured out and you can easily do that, then it's no problem. It'll just cost you a little bit more than $10. That's all. However, if you want to get some extra coin right away, you can do that here and get $100 worth of coin right away, which puts you in the millionaire status as a TBC, as you know, and as as a person getting ready for the TBC economy, let's say it that way, and your wallet is covered for just $10, nothing, no extra charges, if that makes any sense, because I am trying to make it as easy and painless for you to get $100 worth of coin, which puts you in the millionaire status with TBC, and have your fee covered, which actually runs a slight cost for me to do this for you. But I have that coin. I have the coin that I need to pay the wallet for you. And I can very easily send you the TBC, the $100 worth of TBC, because I have lots of TBC. Okay. And so this is why I'm making it as easy as I can to put you in millionaire status with TBC. Okay. And then, of course, you can go right through the other steps here, the rest of the steps, which the next then is to your next step then after making this payment, $110, is to send me your wallet, your Kringle.cash back office wallet, so I can send the coin there to take care of that $10 fee. That's the next step here. And there's a video here that you can watch that shows you exactly where you can get that address in the Kringle.cash back office, which the login link is right here. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. On Crypto TBC, I have made this very easy, very simple. I have also created a site that works just like this for some other people. So there are a few systems like this out there already. And which, by the way, if you want a system like this, then you can contact me, and you can do that right here. Oh, I thought I had a contact link there. Well, let's see here. Bitcoin, interviews, energy blog. Okay, that's interesting. I thought I had a. Well, I'll have to put it in here then. Put a link in here for contacting. But if you want to contact me, you can still do that. You can literally use this form to contact me, and just put it in the message. You know, when you're ordering when you're sending me that address, you can just put a message in here about asking me about the site, and give me your WhatsApp or your Telegram, so I can contact you and about getting you a system like this. And what's the advantage of the system? The advantage is that, you know, for you to have one, if that's what you want, the advantage for you would be that you're growing a list with it. That's the advantage of it. And because in order to provide these handy steps for you that has everything in here, even videos for information, and to go through these steps very easily, with all the information being right here in one place, okay? To have a site like this, it grows you a list of, because everybody who signs up to do the steps, they end up on the list. And what the list does, what I mean by that is, the advantage of that list is that later I can turn this website into a store where I accept TBC for payment, and I can sell items on here, which has been my plan all along. And so the TBC community will then have this store available to purchase things with TBC. And the thing is, a list of buyers will already be on the list for this. And not only does this list grow by the people that I introduce to it, but the people that you introduce, like let's say you have signed up and you're taking people through these steps, which they can do here. It's no problem. They can do here. But what's happening then is you're referring them to my site and adding them to my list. Thank you very much for doing that. But if you have your own site, you would be doing that for yourself and growing your own list. And people who don't want to order their own website and stuff, they also, using your site with those steps, will bring people in onto your list, building your list for a business. That's the advantage of having the website. There's no obligation or nothing like that. It's just that is where the advantage is for long-term, like running a business later on, like a store or a site that will make you money later on with a list. Whatever your idea is, you can come up with anything, with any kind of an idea. Okay, so then you can proceed with the steps here. Again, the links are right here for what you need. There's videos how to, and just follow the steps and do the things that each step calls for. You know, you set up a wallet. You know, pass the send button test. That's just simply log in and click on new wallet. That's what you do. Just follow that. Easy, very easy information. Click on new wallet, and then there will be the steps. Okay, it's you know, some of these steps here, you can easily do 4 or 5 steps in one day, easily, you know, to get through these steps faster, to get to that cash flow. And once you get to step 9 here, then it's all you do there is you again use this here same form, okay, and you send me your address. Now, of course, here, you know, the address that I need here then is your Kringle.cash address, or not Kringle.cash, your address that you create here, the TBC address, your TBC TBC009.net wallet address is what I need here in step 9 for you to send me so that I can send you the $100 worth of coin that you purchased here in step 3. Okay, so that's what step 9, that's how you complete step 9. And then of course we have the kind of transactions to verify, which again is something that eventually will disappear. Eventually we won't need to do that, but for now we do need to do it because of the cookie rewards program and so on, so that we get properly rewarded, and may I add, very, very abundantly rewarded that we get for doing this. And then of course here it explains for you to bring people in, what you do, you know, how you do that so that they will be under your link, under your downline. And I mean, you can just sign them up to my site if you want. I won't mind, but the thing is, if you bring in 100 people, that makes you a very, very rich TBC person. Okay, if you bring in 100 people. So there you have it. So each and it goes here through it, just such easy information, and all you do is you go through these steps, and you know, you just follow through and do each of them. And then you go on Facebook, you know, and this will make you money. And you say, well, how in step 14, what does that mean, right? How do I make money? Well, you see, it's like this. When you first come into TBC, you get a lot of cookies, which you can redeem into coin later. At this point, they're only cookies. Now, if you buy $100 worth of coin, I will be sending you $100 worth of coin. And so now you have $100 worth. But if you start referring people and you sell your coin, you'd be out of coin in no time. Because there's redemption periods are twice a year. Okay, so there's twice a year that you can redeem the cookies. And the cookies, you gain them from, first of all, there's a $2,000 free gift that you get when you join at first. Those are cookies. And why are they cookies as opposed to as opposed to coin? See, here's the thing. Let's say you signed up and you kind of just, you know, didn't do anything. You walked away from it, and you just weren't going to do anything with TBC, and you end up losing your password, and later, you know, afterwards you weren't able to log in at all, and nobody else was, you know, you couldn't, you know, or you just completely forgot about it. Well, those coins then, they'd be gone. They'd be gone, and TBC would end up having less than 1 billion coins. But TBC did this so that those coins will not be lost. You will redeem them. You gotta actively redeem them into coins. This way, there's much less chance of people just losing those coins and that they'll be gone. Okay, so this way we will end up having that 1 billion coins that TBC has been designed to have. Okay, and as for the 50% here that we were talking about, here 50% as you partner with me, that simply means that when you bring people in, while you are still building up your TBC, your reserve of TBC so that you can sell your own, you then bring people in and you bring them to me and I sell them my coin, okay? And somebody, let's say you bring somebody and that person wants to buy $100 worth of coin from me because you don't have the coin yet. You're still building yours, so you don't want to sell yours, okay? So you bring them to me and I sell them mine. And so I sell them $100 worth. They buy $100 worth from me and I send them $100 worth. But also, I am being nice enough to you to give you 50%. You can tell me how you want it, whether you want it as you want part of that money that person gave me, you want 50% of that money, or if you want me to, I will send you 50% of that in TBC. Okay, that's up to you how you want it. So all you got to do is when you fill out this form, you tell me how you want to be paid, and I will pay you accordingly. Okay. So you fill out this form when you bring a person to me. Now this name here required is the buyer, the person that is buying the coin. Okay, so that their name is required, and their email address, their Kring.cash email address, and the email for your Kringle.cash account. Now here is where, if you are a partner, so how do you know if you are a partner or not? When you bring a person to me to buy TBC from me, then you are a partner. And that would mean that your Kringle.cash email goes in here. So the buyer's name goes here, and the partner's email address goes here. And then so I'm filling, this is for the buyer to fill it out, okay? So if the buyer fills this out, but it doesn't matter if the buyer does it or if the partner does it. The only thing that matters is that the buyer's name goes in here. And then the partner's email address goes in here. Okay. And then again, the buyer's email address goes in here. And then the subject. And then in here you put the address of the person who is buying. Now that's if we're talking about step 9 here, right? When you're filling the form out for step 3, then we're talking, then you're actually putting your, for step 3, you put, you put the Litecoin address in here. you use this video to find the Litecoin address, and that's what you put in here, because that's where I'm going to be sending the money then to pay for your wallet fee. And then when you do step 9, then the wallet that you create right here is that wallet address then goes in here, so that I can send the $100 worth of coin to that wallet. And then, of course, if you are a partner, then I need your message as a partner. I need your message in here as to whether you want to be paid in TBC, or you can just also just put your contact information in there, so I can contact you and we can figure out how I pay you. Okay. So those are the options there. And this here, these last few steps, once you've gone through the steps here of referring everybody in your household, and you have and your closest friends and so on, then it comes down to going and getting leads on Facebook. And this is important that you do this correctly, but it's very, very powerful. Okay, it's very, very powerful. The scripts are here. There are icebreakers here. I'll actually click on that to show it to you. Icebreakers that you can use. And as you go here and find these icebreakers, there's good information right here that you can use, telling you how to use them and everything. These are the icebreakers. Okay. And that's what you can use. And of course, if you have other ones, your own, that are effective, there is nothing saying that you can't use your own of any kind. And of course here, let me just go to that as well, and I'll show you. There's this is a script exactly. If you're new to it and you don't know what to say and stuff like that, all you got to do is follow this script exactly, and it tells you, exactly how to go about it, right? So there you have it. You have the information, how to do all this, and then of course study the blog. This is important, that you go and study the blog, that you always keep up to date, because here is where admin always feeds us all of the new things coming up, whatever is going on. And there is so much information on this blog about how the world operates, why was TBC created, and what's our plan, and all of these things. It's all in the blog. And so here you find incredibly much information. And I believe this here is also translatable into different languages. Right now it's in English here, and I think it can be, I think there is also that you can also, but nonetheless, you can translate on Google anyway. There is, this is not, this isn't Google, but if you're using Chrome, you can translate these things into different languages anyway, if your language isn't English. And of course, if you don't understand English, then this video right here that I'm making right now isn't going to do you too much good, is it? All right, so there you have it. And so I'm going to stop the screen share now. And okay, I'm not quite sure what was going on here. I thought I had the screen share on. It looks like I don't. Well, that is interesting. What is going on? Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll stop this broadcast with that, and